That there is a proliferation of massive light and small arms within the West African sub-region is a disturbing fact. That such arms in the hands of out-of-control non-state actors who are minded illegal and irrational and criminal use of the arms is more alarming. That the bulk of these arms are said to be in Nigeria is most worrisome and brings the danger too close home for comfort. As a consequence, maintaining peace and security in the past decades have become a huge nightmare. This is more so with increasing violence now far beyond the hitherto exclusive bounds of national armies and armed opposition groups. Today, there is the emergence of a hybrid of daredevil, brutal and assertive non-state actors such as youth gangs, criminal organizations, pirates and transnational networks. Understanding and tackling this new generation of non-state armed groups present a huge burden to many nations, including Nigeria. Non-state armed groups are individuals and groups that are wholly or partly independent of state governments. These elements, often classified as renegades and enemy of the state, deploy threats or use violence to press on vehement efforts to achieve certain goals. They vary widely in their goals, size, and methods. They can be narcotics cartels, popular liberation movements, religious and ideological organizations. Most of these non-state armed groups stand in opposition against government. Others, however, are allied to the state. Many are organized as paramilitary groups, adopting methods and structures similar to those of state armed forces. Others may be informally or loosely structured like ragtag formations, but nonetheless use violence in several ways, such as kidnapping, improvised explosive devices, computer hacking, among other hooded clandestine and rogue methods. Often, the goal is to exert maximum damage, not minding consequences of the innocent people caught in the line of fire as casualties of the situation. Countries such as Afghanistan, Brazil, Democratic Republic of Congo, Guinea-Bissau, Myanmar, Honduras, El Salvador, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Syria, and Nigeria, amongst others, are faced with thick threats from non-state armed groups. Since the early 21st century, the rise of violence and extremism amongst non-state actors and groups have posed a clear and present danger to many governments and societies. There are strong concerns that such activities consistently threaten current world economic and political order. Spanning across Africa, the Middle East, and other parts of the world, the activities of non-state armed groups are causing serious disquiet for governments, policy analysts, and people across all faiths, creed, and political persuasions. In the last 15 years, the global trends in terrorist activities have reached an alarming rate, with over five-fold increase in the number of people killed. Terrorism-related deaths globally rose from 3,361 in 2000 to 17,958 in 2013. Terrorism is a global menace, but Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nigeria, and Syria are the 5 countries that suffer a disproportionately high incidence of terrorism. These 5 countries put together amount for 82% of the total deaths from terrorist activities. In Nigeria, one of the largest economies in Africa, 1,245 people died in Nigeria from terrorist attacks by non-state armed groups in 2019, placing the country within the unenviable bracket of the 3rd most terrorized nation in the world. Despite an overall decrease in the number of deaths, Nigeria remains one of the countries with the highest terrorism threat levels in the world. Even if deaths due to terrorism experienced a decrease, Nigeria's deadliest terrorist group, the Boko Haram, has become more dangerous, and the number of attacks to both civil soft targets and military targets increased. the Boko Haram group, which surfaced in July 2009, is today the deadliest non-state armed formation that have turned a huge chunk of Nigeria into a killing field. Conflict took place within the context of long-standing issues of religious violence between Nigeria's Muslim and Christian communities, and the insurgent group kicks against Western education and has engaged in dastardly carnage in northeastern part of Nigeria. Death toll from the atrocities of the armed groups runs into thousands, and in 2014 stood at 10,849. In the Niger Delta region of Nigeria, the Niger Delta militant conflict first arose in the early 1990s over tensions between foreign oil corporations and a number of Niger Delta ethnic communities who feel exploited, deprived, and degraded, particularly the Ogoni and the Ijaw. The struggle for oil wealth fueled violence between ethnic groups, causing the militarization of nearly the entire region by ethnic militias. Containment actions by the Nigerian military and police forces, notably the Nigerian Mobile Police, then resulted in escalation of hostilities. From 2004 to date, violence has hit the oil industry with piracy and kidnappings orchestrated by non-state armed groups. There are also several non-state armed groups, some organized, others unknown, that challenged peace, security, and order in the country. In the northern region, the struggle for grazing land has caused a lot of conflicts between herders and farmers. This conflict among armed-carrying elements have in recent times spread to almost all other regions of the country. Over the years, various non-state armed groups have arisen, with being sounded by notable groups and individuals such as Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka, who recently condemned what he termed the takeover and siege of Nigeria's sovereignty by armed groups. Armed bandits also routinely attack communities in northwest Nigeria, killing and kidnapping residents, people on farmlands for ransom. Attacks by armed herdsmen are equally commonplace in many parts of Nigeria. There is a general palpable concern that Nigeria should not remain along the prevailing uncharted path of massive numbers of deadly arms running loose in the hands of dangerous non-state elements whose primary goal is to cause maximum casualties.